Okay. Republicans, Democrats, liberals, I don't care what party you are of. The those of you who are demanding the release of an Epstein list, you are being irresponsible. You are being ridiculous, and you should know better. Okay, you should know better. We all know that in order to be found guilty of a crime, it has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt by a jury of your peers. In order for police to file charges against a person, they have a much lower burden. It's only probable cause. But they have to have probable cause to make an arrest, or they're supposed to. Okay? And then the prosecutors decide whether or not there's enough evidence to move forward with that charge based upon whether the state believes that it can prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Very high burden. Okay? You're suggesting, okay, by believing that there is a list and wanting said list to be released, what you're suggesting is that both the Department of Justice under both administrations had a list of people and chose not to do anything about it. That's what you're saying. Because that is the only thing that could be true. If there is a list and the people on the list were not investigated, then Biden's Department of Justice didn't do its job, and neither did Donald Trump's. Okay, that's first of all. So the DOJ would be to blame. Okay, if they didn't do an investigation. Now, if they did do an investigation, if there was a list and they investigated that list, then the reason that they didn't file charges is because they did not have probable cause to make that arrest. Okay? Remember, innocent until proven guilty? If the police, law enforcement, didn't think that there was enough probable cause to make an arrest, why do you think it's a good fucking idea to release a list of people that have not been charged? That law enforcement may not have ever thought that they had probable cause to even file charges against them. Maybe if there is a list, then they should have investigated it. And if they did, they could have determined that it's a bunch of nonsense. But you want them to release a list, and you're already saying that anybody that's on that list is a pedo. Even though none of the people, if the list exists, none of those people have been prosecuted. See, that's exactly why lists like that don't come out. Because guilty by association. The other thing that I'll say about, an alleged list is if there was a list or if there is a list, it would have been written by somebody that is now deceased. Yeah, we all know that Epstein is dead, right? So if there is a list of individuals that I don't know, somebody is claiming Epstein created, Epstein's not alive to question about why he had these people on the list. He's not even alive to authenticate the list, that he made the list. So really, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Do you not understand what could happen? And you have to think about this in terms of something happening to a friend, a family member, or yourself. Let's say the DOJ under the Trump administration decides they're going to make everybody happy and they're going to create a list. They're going to release a list and they're going to make up the list. How about that? And they decide that they're going to put everybody on the people that they're going to put on that list are people that they just don't like. They don't like. Okay, so then they release that list. And it's a bunch of nonsense. People's lives will be ruined. People's lives would be ruined. People that have never been charged with a crime. People who obviously there's no evidence that they did anything wrong other than everybody saying that they were put on this list. We won't even be able to authenticate whether or not Epstein made that list. So they could just make the list themselves. Okay? You are innocent until proven guilty. And in this case, like I said, if the Department of Justice did their job, then they found no credible evidence to charge anyone else. Now, it's possible that they didn't do their job. Yeah, that's possible. Maybe because they're trying to cover up something. But it doesn't change anything. A person is innocent until proven guilty. Releasing a list of people's names without there being any investigation, without them being found guilty, is fucking irresponsible, and it's just wrong. So if a list does exist, it should not be released. Absolutely not. Because you wouldn't want somebody to do some shit like that to you. Okay? Put your name on a list, and that's supposed to automatically make you guilty of horrible crimes? Be for real. I don't understand why more people are not telling y'all this, but it's ridiculous what you're suggesting that the Trump administration do. I mean, and I hate the Trump administration, but they are doing the right thing. If there is a list, like I said, they're saying it's not. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. If the list exists, it should not be distributed, because you could ruin people's lives who have done absolutely nothing wrong. Okay? Be responsible, people.